And let's bring in now Florida Congressman Byron Donalds, who's also a member of the House Oversight Committee. He voted in favor of impeaching Mayorkas. Byron Donalds with us live on the Rotunda. Sir, good to have you in today, Congressman.
Good to be with you.
First, before we get into Mayorkas, there is a big breaking story right now I want to get your reaction to. Just broke the last hour. The House Intelligence Committee has informed Congress of a national security threat, asking that President Joe Biden actually declassify information regarding the threat. This is coming out of Congressman Turner's office. Have you been able to get a hold of Mike Turner? Do you know what this threat actually is? Jake Sullivan said he was a little bit not involved in it and said he was a little surprised that Turner had put this statement out during the briefing. What are you hearing?
Well, Chairman Turner actually alerted us to some of this in our conference meeting this morning. I have not been able to go to the SCIF yet in order to review this information. I'm going to be doing that this afternoon. So I'm not going to comment much more on it because it's an active situation where members have to get briefed in a classified setting.
I totally understand that and aware of the sensitivity. There is a source telling NBC News it's a serious issue that could lead to a destabilizing situation, a potential foreign threat. I guess with the severity of this and you going to a SCIF today, do you think the Biden administration will move as swiftly as you and Chairman Turner are hoping?
Look, until I read the information, I can't really comment to that. But I will say overall that the foreign policy status of the United States has shown real slippage throughout the entire Biden administration. These things are not isolated incidents. When you leave Afghanistan the way that Joe Biden left, the disastrous withdrawal, it demonstrates to our enemies that America is not as strong as it used to be. When you see what's happened with the Israelis and that current situation on October 7th, how terrible that was for our greatest ally. You have the Russians invading Ukraine. These things are not isolated incidents. This is what happens when you have weak leadership in the White House. The rest of the world takes note of that, and they start pushing to see how much they can get away with. And look, let me be clear with the people who are watching at home. There's this constant debate in our politics right now between isolationism and being a neocon. I am neither. What I'm for is prudent national security, a strong America. That's what I'm for. But you got to have leadership in the White House. If not, your adversaries take territory, they start pushing our allies around, and we get into worse positions on the world stage. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. We need sound leadership in the White House. The United States doesn't have it today.
Well, we are one day out of having Mayorkas. The impeachment went through. Very slim vote, as you know, 214 to 213, Congressman Donalds. How do you think the Senate will go, seeing that it is democratically controlled?
Well, look, the first thing is the Senate needs to go through the process and hold the trial in the Senate. Have Alejandro Mayorkas and this administration make their case for why he's doing his job under the law. We all know that is a lie. It is not true. And so the White House and Alejandro Mayorkas, they need to go through that process in the Senate. I think if Chuck Schumer wants to just do some quick vote to just throw it into the can, that will be to the disservice of the American people. Because under constitutional procedures, the House has acted, the Senate must go through their trial, and then the senators are going to vote however they choose to vote. It's going to be up to them at that point.
Congressman, before we let you go, we know the White House says that President Biden will be getting a physical, but there will not be a cognitive portion of that. So I guess a lot of people are saying, what's the point? If there's no cognitive, there's really no substantive response to what HER's report has been questioning. If there's no issues here, why not shut it down? Where do you stand on what type of test the president should be taking and how soon he should be taking, seeing he's up for re-election?
Listen, presidents, obviously, they have the best health care in the world. That's something that we do no matter who the president is. But it is without question that a cognitive test needs to be provided to Joe Biden. I mean, look, again, this is not politics, folks. This is the reality of what is happening around the nation and around the world. We got to have sound leadership. The American people deserve to know if Joe Biden has the mental capabilities to serve as commander in chief. It's that simple. If he does not, then it is incumbent upon Vice President Harris to invoke the 25th Amendment and have the cabinet vote on whether he should be removed from office. That's not personal. That is not politics. That is about the safety of our nation, the safety of our troops who are stationed around the world, and about the furtherance of our way of life. The presidency is not about Joe Biden. The presidency is about the United States of America. Everybody should be willing to protect that.
Well, it'll be interesting to get more of the transcripts there. We know there's a deadline with what he told Robert Hur. As you are in oversight, the clock is ticking for Monday at 5 p.m. So much to get to. We know you're heading to the SCIF later this afternoon. Congressman Byron Donalds, thank you for stopping by today with me right here. And we'll hope to have you back real soon.
All right. Thank you.